Anyone who tries to take video games from the console to the movie theater is bound to run into their fair share of criticism. And yet, this doesn't seem to faze director Uwe Boll, who has practically made the genre his exclusive domain. Uwe, welcome to the show.
Hello,
Thanks for coming on. Of course, Blood Rain, opening today.
Absolutely.
This is a big deal, but you're a little upset about something that's happening with the film. What's that?
Yeah, we have only like 980 theaters, and we were booked in almost in 2000. And now, because of the Christmas movie still running, like Cheaper by the Dozen Part 2, or whatever, we're not getting the screens. So you have to look out now for Blood Rain, and I hope that all the fans will drive to the theater and they will find the theater playing it.
Did you literally just get a phone call this morning saying, hey, we have to make room for Jingle All the Way 14. We're very sorry, but we have to pull Blood Rain from our theater? I mean, is that how it works?
Yeah, this is how it works.
Now, why are they doing that? Is that because of early reaction to the film? Is that because of the early reviews, or is that because that you don't have like a big time studios fighting for you in the theaters? What's happening?
No, I think this is the point. Like, we have an independent distribution company, Roma Entertainment, and they don't have the power basically to go against Fox or Universal. Sure. So it's not so easy. But I hope next week we're getting maybe a few more screens putting it up. Once
Steve Martin's had his fair shake for the holiday season, then
or Harry Potter dies or something like this.
It's rumored to happen. So we had Kristana on the show yesterday. Kristana Loken,
cool.
Beautiful girl. I kid you not, she almost gave me the time of day. She was about to say hello to me, and then her publicist let her know that I'm nobody. But still, a gorgeous woman. Was very glad to be in the film. How was it working with her?
Well, she's great. She's good on horseback. She's good with sword fighting, and we all know her from T3 that she actually is action proven.
Of course.
And
in red leather, patent red leather.
Absolutely.
Nonetheless.
So, and for Blood Rain, for this character, you need a really demanding, sexy woman. And she is that, so she's really good.
And Sarah Lane had a very demanding schedule. Unfortunately, she couldn't show up for the part, but Kristana was a good fit. I'll give you that. Now, I know, like with House of the Dead and even with Alone in the Dark, during interviews, you've even said that you had some complaints where it's like I didn't either have enough time or enough resources, enough anything to really get it the way you wanted. Is Blood Rain going to be the first film for you where you think you've nailed it? Like this is it for you, or is there's still pieces where you wish you'd had an extra day in post or an extra flaming horse?
Yeah, so it is always. Like I find always mistakes, very clear. But in Blood Rain, I think we have a great cast with Ben Kingsley, Michael Madsen, Billy Zane, Meatloaf, Udo Kier. So we have a great cast. We have a great script with Gwyneth Turner. She wrote American Psycho before, and it's worth to check it out. And I'm proud of it. It's a very brutal, gory genre movie, a real vampire movie.
Good to hear. Now you say it's a vampire movie. I remember Blood Rain killing Nazis at some point. So we decided to not kill Nazis in the film. And why is that? Why are we removing Blood Rain from this, the scenarios that we know?
I saw it where it all began, like in the 1700s in Romania, in the original Transylvania, where we shot the movie also, to explain where she's coming from. She's a result of a rape and all this kind of stuff. So I think it's interesting in the first part of maybe a movie series, hopefully, to not start right away in the Second World War.
So is there plans for a Blood Rain 2 in your mind? Is that something you'd like to do?
Absolutely. It's she would be in the Wild West. In the second part, this is our idea. So with every part, we're moving like 100 years forward. So this would be the 1800s, the next part, basically.
So she's driving the big crank steam cars, or still some horses in there.
Like a little more like Gangs of New York feeling, basically. So she arrives in New York after she's leaving Romania. So, and I think it makes sense to do it this way. So we're ending up in the Second World War in the end.
Now, Blood Rain 2, you've done, the House of the Dead, we've got Alone in the Dark, I know you're slated for Postal, Hitman, Far Cry, all these video game movies. Have you pigeonholed yourself as the video game movie director? Is it because you're a fan of video games, or is it because there's a guaranteed audience necessarily? I mean, why video games?
I think it's both. Like we see that the movies in the theaters are not really running anymore so good. Let's face it. Yeah, we have a 25% box office drop, but video is a strong market, and I think downloads will be a strong market in the future. And so this kind of movies are making a lot of money in the DVD market, in the download market, and pay-per-view and all this kind of stuff. I have to see, because I'm private financing the movies with investors, how I recoup the money. And video game-based movies are like kind of a chance to make some money back.
Is that because you think that the gamers are early adopters of technology like downloading movies like to their iPod or essentially digital distribution?
Too bad also piracy. But
yeah, right?
Yeah, so they know exactly how it works. But the other thing is that this kind of, I think video games are like kind of bestsellers of the young generation in a way. So you have like a young audience. These are the people they normally looking movies. And this is the whole idea behind it. I hope that the movies they're getting better and better and better, also quality-wise, that people understand it also, they never played that video game. But also that the fans should be convinced that it's worth to make a video game-based movie.
Now, so I understand that you're taking the video games and making the movies out of them, but are you making the movies for the people that play the video games? Because they're a very, very cynical bunch, and as you know, I'm sure you've read a message board or two in your time, and you've seen that there's some negative criticisms about the films. And so, at what point do you say, I'm either making films for this audience that they're hating, or I don't care about this audience, I'm just going to make the films about the video games?
I think about it. So, so the reality is that. I look into the message boards, I look into the critics, and I want to convince the game fans. But if you play a game week after week, whatever, you build your own movie in your head, and then it's tough to convince this special fan of that video game that it's a great movie. And you have to do a movie in a way that everybody understands it, even people that never heard about the video game.
So you know, there's a website, Petition Online. You know, there's guys that are out there that have petitions, you know, against you making video game movies. Is that do you just say, okay, well, I don't care. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't care about you guys. Is that essentially what it boils down to?
I hope I do it, but it's not so easy for me because I come from nowhere. I make independent movies since 1991 without money. I'm not a part of the Hollywood system, and so I'm basically a lot like a film geek, and like the fans, they've writing me, and I answer every email, and I give interviews to everybody. So it is in a way like I'm not picky, and this is what is for me not so nice, that especially these guys blaming me for everything. Yeah. So because I don't think that I'm an arrogant guy. Refusing to even talk with
the fact that you even know how to use the internet sets you in a different league than most of the people making the films anyways, so let alone to read the criticisms. Let's talk about Hitman real quick, because we're running out of time, but I really want to know, what's the status of Hitman? Where are we on it? When are we going to see it?
I don't know. It's like it's in the development phase. We all know that Vin Diesel is attached for Hitman, and we will see what happens in the future with the whole project. And the same with Far Cry, what is scheduled to do that I do it in winter 2007. And this next summer I will definitely do Postal.
I'm looking forward to that one. But real quick, back to Hitman. I know Vin is locked in. Are you going to be directing that? Are you?
I don't know. I don't know. We are like, I talked with Eidos a long time about that project, and we developed stories. And I hope that I can do the movie. So we will see what happens in the future. Uwe,
thank you for coming on and answering the questions. We appreciate it. Best of luck with Blood Rain, man. Everybody keep an eye out for it. Blood Rain is in theaters everywhere today.